Good morning to one and all. Today we will discuss about the syllabus of history, the new topic, lesson 1, revolt of 1857. I have to study the four causes, military causes of the revolt of 1857, economic causes of the revolt of 1857, socio-religious causes and political causes of the revolt of 1857. Before that, we'll discuss the contents of this year history. The first 9 chapters is based on Indian history, revolt of 1857 to 1947. So the 9 chapters based on Indian history. The history is divided into 2, Indian history and world history. First 9 chapters related to Indian history. Lesson 10, 11, 12 that is based on world history, that is about the First World War and Second World War. And the last 3 chapters, the United Nations, agencies of the United Nations, the non-aligned movement. That is about the world history, giving more importance for peace and security. The objective of UN is, what is the objective of UN? To maintain peace and security. And about the organs of the UN, agencies of the UN. And the last chapter, non-aligned movement, or now one of the biggest peace movement in the world. So such a way, 3 categories are the first 9 chapters, revolt of 1857 to 1947, Indian independence. 9 chapters, we will discuss about that. Then 10, 11, 12 about the causes of the First World War, rise of dictatorship, Adolf Hitler and Mussolini, their power, and the Second World War. Then about the permanent organization to maintain peace and security, that is the United Nations. And the last chapter is about now, one of the biggest peace movement in the world, that is now. This is about the syllabus related to Indian history. Now moving on to the civics. Civics lesson, 6 lessons are there. The first 3 chapters is about the 3 organs of the government. Name the 3 organs of the government: legislature, executive and judiciary. In the first chapter, that is about Union Legislature, will discuss the 2 houses of the parliament, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. The maximum strength of Lok Sabha, the composition of Lok Sabha, composition of Rajya Sabha, and also we'll discuss the parliamentary procedures. That is about the first organ of the government, Union Legislature. The second chapter and third chapter is about the second organ of the government, executive. Who is the Union Executive? President. And to assist the President, Vice President is the President is the Union Executive. The real administration is carried out by Prime Minister and Council of Ministers. In the state level, state executive is not included in the syllabus. That is already we discussed in the 8th grade. State executive, who is the state executive? That is the governor. The real administration is carried out by Chief Minister and Council of Ministers. So the second chapter and third chapter is about the powers of the president, powers of the prime minister, and all the council of ministers. They have to work as a team. They have to swim and sing together. That shows the collective responsibilities of the ministers. If a vote of no confidence is passed against the one minister, the whole council of ministers has to resign. So all the ministers, they have to swim and sing together. That shows the collective responsibility of the Council of Ministers with their leader of the Council of Ministers. Who is the leader of the Council of Ministers? That is the Prime Minister. So that is about the second and third chapter. Now lesson 4, lesson 5, lesson 6. That is the third organ of the government, judiciary. Judiciary, the apex court is the Supreme Court. The state level, which is the highest court in the state, that is the High Court. The courts at the district level and below are known as subordinate courts. So such a way, the judiciary is divided into judiciary. What is the role of judiciary? To ensure justice to the people. Supreme Court, apex court, according to hierarchical order: Supreme Court, High Court. Then the courts at the district level and below are known as subordinate courts. So this is the content related to civics. Three organs of the government: legislature, executive and judiciary. Today the new chapter, the first chapter, is about the First War of Independence, or it is also known as the Revolt of 1857. There are three different names are there for the Revolt of 1857. It is also known as the one name, the Revolt of 1857. The second one, the First War of Independence. The First War of Independence. It is also known as Sepoy Mutiny. Sepoy Mutiny. So the revolt started 1857 and India got independence on August 15th, 1947. So it's a long journey, right? Start from 1857 to 1947. So many events are there. That events take place in Meerut, Kanpur, Delhi, Kanpur, Lucknow, Central India. That events is not included in the syllabus. The syllabus is starting with the causes of the revolt of 1857. I already told 4 causes are there for the revolt of 1857. Today we will discuss the first cause of the revolt of 1857, military causes. Military causes. First, the act is known as General Service Enlistment Act. What is General Service Enlistment Act? Who passed the act? Which year the act passed? That is known as General Service Enlistment Act. So, 4 causes are there. That the first one we are studying about the military causes. The first point is about the General Service Enlistment Act. General Service Enlistment Act. The act passed by whom? The act was passed by the British Parliament. Act was passed by the British Parliament. Which year the act passed? The act was passed in the year 1856. What that act says, that is the second point. Take your textbook. According to this act, Indian soldiers could be sent overseas. Indian soldiers could be sent overseas. They have to cross the sea or cross the borders. And the Brahmin soldiers saw it in a slander to their caste. Brahmins were not happy with this act. They saw slander to their caste and religion. According to the accepted belief, it was considered a taboo for a Brahmin to cross the seas. According to their concept or according to their belief, to cross the sea means what? It is a sin to them. To cross the sea is they consider it as a sin. So they thought that their religion and custom will be no more. And the General Service Enlistment, it disregarded the feelings of Indian troops. It affected the Indian troops or the Indian soldiers, and which led to resentment, dissatisfaction among the Indian soldiers, and this was the first military cause or the first cause. What is the first cause? General Service Enlistment Act. That the consequence of this act means what? They were angry with the British. They were angry with the British. So once again go through that. General Service Enlistment Act. Which year the act passed? It was passed in the year 1856. Who passed the act? It was passed by the British Parliament. What that act giving importance to? The Indian soldiers, they want to cross the seas or cross the overseas. So what was the reaction of the Indian soldiers? The Brahmins considered it was a slander to their caste and religion. So according to their accepted belief, to cross the sea means they are doing something sin. So the Indian troops were resentment or not at all happy with the new Act, General Service Enlistment Act, and they were angry with the British. Okay, so this is for the first point, General Service Enlistment Act. So we have to go through the points. 3-4 points are there. You can write it in your notebook and write the short notes about the military causes. The first one is about General Service Enlistment Act. The second point is about the numerical strength of the Indian soldiers. Numerical strength. What is the strength of Indian soldiers and what is the strength of British soldiers? British. Indian soldiers, there are 2 lakh people, Indian soldiers. They have 2 lakh Indian soldiers are there, and British side 40,000. Clear? So, the mere numerical strength of the Indian soldiers gave them courage. This gave them courage to fight against the British. On the Indian side, there were Rajput as well as Brahmin soldiers. On the Indian side, there were Rajputs and Brahmins. What is the speciality of the Rajputs and Brahmins? They were well experienced in warfare activities. Clear? So, this is the second point, numerical strength of the Indian soldiers. In 1857, there were 40,000 British and 2 lakh Indian soldiers. The mere numerical strength of the Indian soldiers gave them courage to go against the British. On the Indian side, there were Rajputs as well as Brahmins. What is the specialty of these Rajputs and Brahmins? They were well experienced in the warfare activities. So this gave them courage to fight against the British. That is the second cause of the military cause of the revolt of 1857. The third one means effect of annexation and as conquer. Which region they conquer? British. The British conquered Oudh or Awadh. Two way it is pronounced O-U-D-H, Oudh or Awadh. Annexation of Oudh. The Oudh is in Uttar Pradesh, and the Bengal army consists of mainly soldiers from this region, Bengal region. Many Indian soldiers are there. And when the British annexed the Oudh, it hurt the feelings of the soldiers of that particular region. The annexation of Oudh hurt the feelings of the province, feelings of soldiers from that province. Nearly one third of the native sepoys are from this Oudh region. And there were another very important point is about the provision of extra payment or extra pay. Extra pay, or it is also known as beta. Beta means if they are Indian soldiers or if any soldiers, if they are doing foreign service, they will be getting extra payment or extra payment will be paid to them. But both the Indians and British, they are doing the same service, but the Indian soldiers, they never get the extra payment. Extra payment or extra beta is only meant for the British troops or British soldiers. Just underline the topic. Moreover, there was a provision of extra pay or beta for the sepoys on doing the foreign service. Once a province was annexed, it ceased to be foreign and the sepoys were deprived of this extra payment. So Indian sepoys, they were not getting the extra payment. So this is whether it is a fair treatment or unfair treatment, yes, it's an example for the unfair treatment. Unfair treatment by whom? By the British. Towards whom? Towards the Indian soldiers. It hurt the sentiments of mainly whom? It affected the Indian sepoys. Indian sepoys. And the native army was totally dissatisfied with the working of the British rulers. So that is the third point. Effect of the annexation of our. It mainly affect the Bengal soldiers, the region of Bengal, and the annexation of Oudh hurt the feelings of the soldiers of that particular region. 1/3 native sepoys are from the Oudh region, and there is a system of the payment, extra payment to the foreign service. But the Indian soldiers were deprived of this extra payment. The extra payment is only meant for the British soldiers. So this hurt the Indian sepoys and it is considered as an unfair treatment. Unfair treatment, according to Bahadur Shah II by the British, also hurt the sentiments of many Indian sepoys and the native army was totally dissatisfied. The fourth point is also related to the unfair treatment, that is what? Unjust treatment. What is the example for unjust treatment? The fourth military causes of the revolt of 1857 is unjust treatment. What are the examples for unjust treatment? Both the Indians and British, they were doing the same duties, but the Indian soldiers were getting very less income and 8 times more it is paid to whom? 8 times more to the Britishers. About the salary, 8 times more salary to the British. Both the British and the Indians, they are doing the same service, but 8 times more was paid to the British. Indian soldiers, that is one example for unjust treatment about the salary. The second one is about the promotion. High post, high promotion, high post, high promotion is only meant for the British. And for the Indians, there is only low post or the promotion is very limited for the Indians. So, Indian soldier, the chances of promotions were very limited to the Indians. So, these are also the example of unjust treatment. First one is about the income. 8 times more the British, they are receiving more income, and both the Indians and British, they are doing the same service. Second one, high post, high promotion, that is all meant for the British. And thirdly, the post of the Indian soldier, the chances of promotion were limited, and this made the Indian soldiers dissatisfied. They were dissatisfied. The last point is about the loss of British prestige in Afghan war. Loss of British prestige. Who lost the prestige? Who lost the prestige? British. Loss of British prestige. Loss of British prestige. In which war? Name the war. Afghan war. Afghan war. Indians were of the belief that the British were invincible. The Indians always have the feeling that we cannot conquer the British. But the British were also beaten back in which war? In the first Afghan war. So this convinced the Indian soldiers. So the Indian soldiers realized that the British could also be defeated and gave them the Indian soldiers, because the British also were beaten back in the first Afghan war. in the first Afghan war. This gave the confidence to whom? Confidence to the Indian soldiers. British could also be defeated and gave them courage to wage a war against the British rule. So this is about the military causes of the revolt of 1857. So let's recap today's topic. The introduction, just only study the names of the revolt of 1857 for two more questions. What are the different names for the revolt of 1857? First War of Independence, First War of National Independence, the Sepoy Mutiny or the revolt of 1857. Then many events are there that is not included in your syllabus. Then the syllabus is starting with the causes of the revolt of 1857. Military causes, religious causes, socio-religious causes, economic causes, political causes. The first one is about the military causes. 5 points are there. The first point is about the General Service Enlistment Act. Who passed the act? British Parliament passed the act. Which year? 1857. According to the act, they are giving more importance to what? The Indian soldiers could be sent overseas. So the Indian soldiers were not happy with the Britishers. They were angry with the British. Second one is about the numerical strength of the Indian soldiers. 40,000 British and 2 lakh Indian soldiers. Here also we can see that one Indian side there were Rajputs and Brahmins were the Rajputs and Brahmins. The specialty means they were very experienced in warfare activities and they also won many victories for the British. The third one is about the annexation of oath. In that mainly we are discussing about the unfair treatment. Unfair treatment. What is that unfair treatment? The extra payment is only meant for the British, or the extra payment is meant for the British, and Indian soldiers, they are not getting any extra payment. Fourth one is about the unjust treatment. 8 times more the salary was received by the British. Both the British and Indians, they are doing the same service. And high post, high promotion, that is all meant for the British. And there is a very limited post or limited chance for promotion to the Indians. And the last one is about the loss of British prestige in Afghan war. The British were also beaten back in the first Afghan war. This gave them confidence. This gave them confidence to whom? This gave them courage to wage a war against the British. Hope the topic is clear to you. Write the short notes, military causes, the 5 points and study well. Thank you. Have a nice day.